Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sam. If you are not new, thank you so much for coming back. As always, I appreciate you more than words can say. Okay, so today's video is brought to you by the amazing Clowntown. If you are not subscribed to them, what? They are amazing. They put out some kick-ass anti-MLM commentary content, and they do a lot of live reactions too, so they are super fun to follow. So I will link their channel down in the description below. Make sure you go and subscribe to their channel. I promise you, you won't regret it. So thank you both for sending this video my way. I appreciate it so much. Now let's get into today's video. We are going to be reacting to a lovely Optavia Zoom call with Doug Wood. So if you're not familiar with Doug Wood, Doug and his wife Tia are top coaches in Optavia. And if you're not familiar with Optavia, they are one of the health and wellness MLMs out there. And I have done quite a few videos on them, including a deep dive, which I will link in the description so that if you would like to know more about the deception that Optavia puts out into the world, you can go and check out that playlist. But just a quick rundown, they sell a health program. What they're most known for is the Optavia 5-in-1 plan, and this is where you eat 5 fuelings, which is what they sell. So you get the fuelings from them, and they are pre-packaged garbage food, basically, in my opinion. And each fueling is about 100 calories, and then at the end of the day, you get to have like chicken and broccoli, salmon and asparagus, something like that. That's your lean and green meal. So that is the toxicity that Optavia is out there doing, including allowing people to call themselves certified coaches when they're really not qualified to be coaching anybody in their health. I do want to put a trigger warning on this video that we are going to be talking about toxic diet culture. If that may trigger you, if you have body dysmorphia, disordered eating, skip this video. I am totally okay with that. Protect your peace, protect your health. So we are going to dive into this Zoom call. I have heard that it is triggering. I have not watched an ounce of this video yet. So grab your coffee, my friends. We are going in hot. Let's go.
Paula, I was curious, what's been one of your highlights, or what is your favorite thing about coaching?
Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks for asking. You know, Terry, I started coaching 12 years ago. It's hard to believe it went so quick, but I feel like I made more of an impact than anything I've ever done. And we've done a lot of ministry work and, had businesses, and I feel like I'm making a difference in what matters most, and that's in the individual hearts of people, just to help them get their smile back. How about you? When did you and Dan start coaching? I honestly don't even know.
The call has just started and we're already bringing religion into it. So I can see where this is going. It's going to be great. It's going to be glorious.
4.5 years ago. So it feels like yesterday sometimes, but then again, it feels like our whole life, because it has been so life transformational for us. You know, when we jumped into program and got healthy, it really changed our health. But when we jumped into coaching, it really changed our lives. Not only the ability to impact others, like you said, that's such a joy, but our own lives, the flexibility, the time that we have with our family, the ability to travel, all that has really changed the way we do life. Just the ability to step off the hamster wheel has been just incredible. Just an incredible gift.
Yeah. And I'm excited about the stories that you're going to hear tonight from the diversity of people at different walks of life, different areas of where they live, and just how each person is impacted by health in a different way. Everyone's looking for something different. And if we ask what's a definition of health, we probably come up with thousands of answers. But I'm excited just to inspire each other this evening and to just share what's worked for us.
Absolutely. And for those that are just curious, or you're like, what is this all about? This is just a chance to kind of peek in the window and be like, what are they doing? What's it about? So you're here and you're welcome, and you're in a good place to just peek in and see what we're all about. So I'm excited for you to join, and feel free to invite a friend to jump on if you have other people in your life that might be curious as well. It's going to be a great Zoom.
Oh, so true. The title says it just perfectly well, Exploring Health Coaching. It's just here to share a little information, and if it's the right fit, you can ask the person that invited you. And yeah, I know that no matter what, you're going to walk away with realizing we have a obesity crisis in America, and there's a lot of people who need help, and they're doing a lot of crazy things out there. And I'm sure Doug will be sharing that tonight on the call.
Ma'am, are we really going to say that people are out here doing wild things and not include Optavia in that. It's a starvation diet. This is a starvation diet. So this would be lumped into those other things that people are doing for sure, without a doubt.
But people are desperate for health, and it is the one area that affects every other area, from their marriage to their family to jobs to, of course, expenses with doctor expenses and such. But what a difference being healthy can make.
Absolutely. Life-changing. So I'm excited for tonight. And I think that we're going to probably pass it off to Doug here in just a few minutes, huh, Paula? Tell us about it. Because I know you have a different relationship with Doug than some of us do, right?
Yes, I do. So yes, I am excited to introduce you tonight's host for Explore Health Coaching. That is Doug Wood. He's actually my nephew. And so I've probably known him longer than most everyone here, but what a great guy who's transformed his own life. And
okay, I'm sorry. I don't usually pause the videos this much when I'm reacting, but this is a perfect example of recruiting your family. I'm going to assume I don't know a whole lot about Doug and Tia at this point, but I am going to be doing more research. I have been doing a ton of research on like Dr. A and the history of Optavia, like where it started in MetaFast. So I want to start digging more into them, but I'm going to say that it's safe to assume that he recruited his aunt. Like what? What? Like this is a picture perfect example of get your family on board and recruit them.
Now making such a huge impact in all of us. So Doug, we're going to pass it to you.
Thank you, Paula and Terry. I really appreciate that. Hello, good evening, everybody. My name is Doug Wood, and it's an honor to be here with you tonight. It's really cool. What a great group. It looks like the Zoom room is quickly filling up. So I'll let you know, for those of you that are not watching this recorded, if you want to pop over to the Facebook live stream, we definitely have lots of spots over there that might clear up room for some of the guests that still need to log on tonight. So that would probably be helpful. There's a big need in America right now for health coaches. If you looked around lately, or maybe that's why you're here tonight, of saying, what could be next in my health journey? I want to commend you for investing in yourself, investing in the next 45 minutes of your life, just like I did, and I chose to do 14 years ago. Tonight's going to be very unique. It's going to be very, I would like to say, different, because you're not just going to hear from me. Yes, I will be going through some stats and some data and some things that might interest you as you begin to explore what health coaching might look like. But also you're going to hear from 3 outstanding speakers. You've got to hear these stories. They're absolutely phenomenal. So with that said, I'm going to dive really right in, and we're going to have a great time. And like I said, we are live over on the Facebook stream pages in most of the groups. If you want to share to your group, you can do that through those pages. Most people on the line, or I should say, many of the people on the line know how to find that. And that would also free up some Zoom spots for the guests that are still trying to log on. So that would be very, very helpful. Well, I am your host. My name is Doug Wood, and I've been a passionate health coach for 14 years. There is, on the left-hand side, my left, it might be your right, is my wife and I getting ready to start another diet. Young, and I was going to say dumb, but I might be the dumb one. My wife is definitely not. She is a beautiful, amazing woman. We've had quite a transformation, and I might get to that throughout the evening, but I want to make it less about me and more about you and our guests tonight. I am the father of 3 absolutely beautiful children. My oldest, Amaya, is 18. She has grown up with a health coach in a health coaching family. Caitlin is 15, and then my son Phoenix is 6, and of course my wife Tia.
Do we not see how toxic this is? Like I feel like this could be worse than growing up in a family that is like doing Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or whatever the case may be. These kids, these children are growing up in a home where their parents promote a starvation diet. And that is going to cause, in my opinion, a good deal of trauma around food, around body image. This can be very, very bad. I would never have my kids go on a diet like this. Ever. No, absolutely not.
There, in fact, we were at an Optavia event just not too long ago where we took that photo. But I would say we've completely transformed our life. Because when we came and we found Optavia, I should say it found us. I was struggling.
Did you see how fine that print was at the bottom there? You couldn't even read it. You can't even read their disclaimers.
but aren't we all? We're living in the real world, and things are not perfect. No matter what TikTok and Instagram and Facebook says, things aren't always perfect. And I had been lacking fulfillment and purpose. I owned, I would say at times, a successful company, business, but most of the time it was unsuccessful, but it was all I had done. And it was a family business. So I've discovered that most people do what their family brought them into, or that they went to school for and they have a degree for, and they find themselves 20, 30 years later still doing the same thing, saying, why do I do this? Well, I decided it when I was 19 or 20 or 21, but is it really filling my cup? And is it fulfilling my life's purpose? And I just discovered that being in the furniture business wasn't. I decided to take my biggest place of pain, which was excess weight. I was joking with my mom. I feel so sorry for her. I was born almost 11 pounds. My mom birthed me 11 pounds. And part of that process was I never knew what skinny ever was or health ever was. I was raised in a good home, but health was not a priority.
Sir, you were a baby. 11 pounds for a baby. Yes, that's a large baby. But to say you never knew skinny because you were born at 11 pounds, you're delusional. You're delusional. You don't blame your health on the fact that you were an 11-pound baby. It doesn't add up, sir. You are a baby.
Faith was, health just didn't know any better. And so by the time I reached 270 pounds, I had tried a lot of different things. Optavia is the only thing that really ever worked for me, also because I worked it. And when my coach reached out to me about 6-8 weeks into my journey, I was down about 30 pounds. He said, Doug, would you consider paying it forward to become a coach? I'm like, I don't got time. I'm busy. I got a furniture store to run. And when he said, Doug, you shared with me that you want to keep your weight off. He goes, do you know that coaches and people that coach the program, even 1 or 2 friends, are more likely to reach and maintain their weight over anybody else? And I said, he goes, I know how big integrity and accountability is to you. And I knew that if I possibly guided somebody else through the simple program that I was doing, eating 6 times a day, I'm like, I can do that because I understand the model of discipleship. But in my growing up in the church I grew up in, you were never paid for discipleship. It was always a volunteer. And I realized, whoa, I could get paid, keep myself accountable, and also it became fulfilling. Now, I didn't know it could become a full-time career like it has for me the last 12 years. And so I'm very, blessed because of that. But I'm really always trying to get better in my health. And Dr. Anderson, the co-founder of the program, really talks about health is one healthy habit at a time. And that picture there is of me just a couple days ago and my wife, and we're always just trying, to get better. I will say tonight, some of the testimonies that you hear, Optavia does pay its coaches extremely well, whether you're helping 3 clients or 300. And so I just want to make sure very clear, any testimonies that you hear tonight is their vantage point and their story. And we're very proud of the income that Optavia pays us, but we want to be also very transparent with our numbers. So who is Optavia? Well, I like to say we're a crazy group of people, and you can probably tell by the chat. I mean, as the chat's lighting up.
He totally just glazed over that. He didn't go through anything, why there's only 0.24% at the top, and the majority of people make nothing. The highest percentage is no earnings. We're just going to glaze over that. We're just going to glaze over that, Doug, because it might deter people from Optavia, correct? Yeah.
I would love for the people on the line, share with the chat one experience and reward that Optavia has blessed your life. How would you describe Optavia in 1 or 2 words? Either a blessing, or a lot of people will say community, dynamic, fulfilling, and everywhere in between. I see abundance, freedom, radical, friendships, time, yes, joy, new life, opportunity, blessing. And that's what Optavia is. We're a community joined together and really looking to make an impact in our own life and, of course, in others. But what we do is we empower first ourselves, and we empower others to get back in the driver's seat of their health. It typically starts with their physical health, but it leads to so much more. Now, I always jokingly say, I'm like, I just wanted to lose a little bit of weight. I just signed up to lose a little bit of weight. I didn't know I was going to gain 1,000 friends. I didn't know that I was actually going to gain mentors in my life. I didn't know that I would be a part of this group of people that is not afraid to say I'm struggling, but also I need healthy community to help encourage me. And so if you're just logging in here tonight and joining us, I commend you for just saying, hey, I'm open. You know, I was not open 14 years ago. I was very closed, like, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. I don't have time for this. And I realized I was busy just being busy. I wasn't really busy accomplishing anything great in my life, but I just was always saying I'm busy, but it was busy living the same week, the same month over and over again, until I literally took a peek at Optavia and said, what if you were open to exploring? And I became open to exploring. I didn't sign up to be a coach the end of a call like this. Many of you will probably decide to pay it forward tonight or tomorrow. Others of you, you're like, I'm going to think about it. I'm going to pray about it. And I respect that. And I honor that. And that's the beauty of Optavia, is that it's got to be on your terms. But what we're empowering you, for those of you that are sleeping in an area of your life, to become wide awake again. You know, Optavia is a one step at a time process. And what we really do is help people prepare for your journeys. I don't know where you're at on your health journey, but most of us on the line, you're probably somewhere between step 1 and step 2, maybe even step 3, reaching a healthy weight, transition to healthy eating, living the habits of health, optimizing health for your age. And of course, hopefully living a longer, healthier life.
No. The fact that they have reached a healthy weight before transitioning into healthy eating and optimizing health for your age and the habits of health, because there are things in there that you do have to implement in your life before you lose the weight. Step 1 is prepare for your journey, which means buy the fuelings, buy the that you need, and then your chicken breast and your broccoli. And then step 2 is reach a healthy weight, because you are immediately jumping in head first into a starvation diet. You're going to starve yourself for however long it's going to take you to reach your healthy weight, and then you're going to transition into healthy eating. That is not the way the human body works. I went over this in my last video with Dr. A feeding us all kinds of Yes, you have to prepare for getting healthy. If you're in an unhealthy spot, if you're not eating the correct nutrients to fuel your body, then yes, you need to prepare. You need to get ready. You need to also be ready. If you are not ready, then it's not going to work for you. You need to be ready, and then you need to prepare. You need to go and get the food that is going to properly feed your body and give your body the nutrients it needs. But then after that is obviously transitioning into healthy eating. The scale only tells you a piece of the picture that's like this big. That's it. The rest of the picture, the big picture, is everything else. Your sleep, your movement, the way you eat, the way you socialize, all of those things are going to contribute to your health, to your weight. I hate even including that. But the focus should never, in my opinion, it should never be on the number that is on the scale, because that's what leads to these starvation diets and things like that. So you need to get rid of step number 2. That should go at the end. That should be number 6, in my opinion, because you're going to prepare for your journey. You're going to transition into healthy eating with the food that you are now preparing for yourself. And then you're going to focus on your sleep, your movement, just your habits during your day. You're going to focus on that. And once you get all of those in a healthy spot, your weight will naturally, unless you have an underlying condition, which is a whole nother story. But if you do those things first, your weight will naturally be a healthy weight. You should never focus on weight before the other parts of your health. Ever. I said it. And it's funny that that's where most people become coaches, because they need that step right there so people get pulled in to be coaches.
Most people become Optavia coaches somewhere between step 1 and step 2. Many Optavia coaches are not at their healthy weight yet.
Interesting how that works, isn't it? Isn't it, Doug? Such a wild world we live in today.
And you're going to hear from that tonight through Kim here in just a couple of minutes. But many people, want to explore and look at it much sooner than they think they have to be perfect. And really, we're helping people thrive through our 4-component program, which is a coach, the Habits of Health system, this community, and of course, our Optavia.
If you are watching this and you were thinking about jumping into the Optavia program for any of those 4 reasons, you don't need any of those to become healthy. You really don't. You don't need a coach. You don't need those fuelings, because from what I hear, they're not awesome and they're very processed and it's all garbage. You don't need the Optavia community, because you can find people in your neighborhood or friends and family that will help support you. And you certainly don't need the Habits for Health that Dr. A wrote.
Fuelings. So, the weight loss industry in general is a $68 billion industry. The weight loss industry is a $68 billion industry. Optavia is currently 0.25% of that industry. Okay. Now here's the difference.
It should be 0%, but here we are. What a time to be alive.
I'm going to go back for a second. The weight loss industry doesn't have this. They are focused on fuelings or diet alone. What makes Optavia different is the community. Everyone gets a health coach, and Dr. A's Habits of Health system. So we have really encompassed somebody and set them up, of course, to win. Truth is, America needs us right now. And I believe we need each other, and we're stronger and better together. But
Sir, the last thing America needs is Optavia. Are we kidding ourselves? What are you on, Doug? What are you on? I think you're hungry. I think you should go eat a cheeseburger. Eat something aside from the fuelings. Eat something delicious and then come back and let's talk. What is happening?
Bring on Kimby, really for our first story tonight. These are sometimes some common myths about people that are exploring coaches, and I just want to address them. Number one is I need to be at my goal weight or perfect in my health to become a health coach. I would love some audience participation here. Drop in the chat how much you've lost and how far into your journey you started coaching. So I lost 60 and I started coaching at 15 pounds down. I just would love to see the variety tonight of who's on the line, because we have discovered that most people become a coach long before they reach a healthy weight. Yeah, I'm seeing that too. And here's why. You're much more relatable because you're in fat burn.
Okay. We got to unpack this. Okay. This is how I process. I have to say okay a million times. Okay. I think the reason that this question keeps coming up, because somebody asked Dr. A in the video that I reacted to earlier this week, they asked, I don't feel like I'm qualified because I'm not at my goal weight. And they're asking the same thing on this. This is one of the common objections, I guess. And I think that the reason that they feel this way is because they don't have the education behind it. Yes, Optavia has their own certification process, but it's I looked into it. It's nothing more than what you would get in health class in grade school. It really isn't. Now, when you look at somebody like a registered dietitian who has gone through years of schooling, they have gone through a residency where they had to be under somebody's supervision and taking care of patients in terms of their nutrition and their diet and their health. These people feel this way because more than likely they have never taken any kind of health related courses or nutrition related courses or anything like that. They're not registered dietitians. If they were registered dietitians, they're not going to be buying into Optavia. They are going to be working in their own practice or working in the hospital. They're not going to be buying into this. So the reason they feel this way is because they don't have the qualifications, and you're feeding them and saying that makes you more relatable. I'm sorry, but being more relatable instead of more qualified is way less important to me. I need somebody who is qualified to help me get healthy. That's what it is. It's that simple. You don't want to hire a coach that is not qualified, because you're going to be worse off. And then you're going to have to undo everything that they did to you.
You're feeling amazing on the plan. 2 to 3 weeks in, people start noticing. You kind of become a walking billboard, and they're like, you look good. And you're like, thanks. Are you losing weight? Yes. What are you doing? Right. And so you naturally start coaching them. But the fear in a new coach is, I need to have it all figured out. I need to look like a health coach. First time I ever went to an Optavia event, I was shocked because I thought everyone was going to be healthy and I was going to be the only person still 50 pounds overweight.
I do want to add, because he said I have to look like a health coach. You don't have to look a certain way to be a registered dietitian. If you have the education behind it and you can help other people, you never have to look a certain way. It's just the knowledge and the education that you need to possess to do this type of coaching.
I went there and everybody, well, not everybody, like 80% of the audience was still on their health journey. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm 14 years in and I'm still on my health journey. Health is like the laundry. It's never finished, right? There's always more to work on. And that is what an Optavia coach acknowledges and says very early. Myth number 2. If I become a coach, I just don't want to be pushy. Good. That actually makes you an incredible coach. We're not looking for pushy people. We're not looking for salespeople. We're looking for people who have a heart for others, know what it's like to struggle, but also know what it's like to win.
All right, listen, this is sales. Network marketing, MLMs, it's all sales. It's sales and recruiting. If you don't have that, then you're going to be in the majority of the people that make no money, that lose money. He's deceiving the people that are on this call because you do have to sell. You can't just exist. You have to sell to make money.
I don't want to recruit people or be viewed as a salesman. I agree. Neither do I, but I do have something that changed my life, this program, and I do share it openly. And those who want it, I become like a magnet to where people ask me and approach me. And that's what's going to happen most likely to you as well. My other question for people that say, I don't want to be seen as salesy or pushy, or a lot of people sometimes know what they don't want, but they're not clear on what they do want. So what do you want to be viewed as? I want to be known for helping people. And I feel like 14 years in, there's a lot of people on the line that possibly could say, I've helped them. Because if you go to my Instagram, you go to my Facebook, I'm trying to help people every single day. And the people that want the help the most, they reach out and they DM me like, Doug, okay, been watching you for a couple years. Could I possibly talk to you about doing your program? And it's such an honor. A couple more myths. I don't have time. Well, good news is Optavia only takes, depends on what you're looking for, only takes a couple hours a week. It could take a lot of hours if you chose to make it a full-time career or hobby. Most people are not spending a lot of time doing what matters most to them. And so possibly investing a couple hours a week into your health or your health coaching business, which first of all yields some incredible income, but I believe the fulfillment that it could bring you as well. I have not completed the Habits of Health system yet. I'm going to admit something to you all. As a health coach,
you will never complete the Habits of Health system at all if your first focus is going to be on weight. That is the cold, hard truth.
I haven't completed it either. Have you seen it? It's an amazing 2-part system by our co-founder, Dr. Ray. The Habits of Health system is phenomenal, but it's a lot. There's a lot in there. So I use it like a Bible. This year I'm reading actually cover to cover a Bible. My goal is to get through it the whole year. I'm doing that in the Habits of Health because I've never read it cover to cover. I use it more, both of them, as a resource guide. Great. That makes you a quality health coach too. If you're just maybe not even into the Habits of Health yet, but you're like, man, I should probably start taking the plastic wrapper off of that. Good. It's a great place to start. They work a job that lacks purpose and fulfillment. I tell you, when you're helping others and giving back, there's a heart fulfillment that is just like, man, this is so much more than a 40-hour-a-week job. Do you know that 78% of full-time Optavia coaches never thought they would ever be a coach? They either went to school for something
Because they are literally not coaches. They have no qualifications.
else, or in fact, many of them even said no to coaching. Like, I can't be a coach. And now, if you're full-time, drop in the chat, just put full-time as a coach, meaning your full-time income comes from Optavia. And also tell me if you ever thought did you go to school to be an Optavia coach? Was that your dream as a child, or did you stumble into it? Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of like, I resisted it. No, like I never wanted to. I fought it off kicking and screaming, and here I am, right? Loving it. And it's pretty common. Okay. Before I go out to Kim, one last myth is people think that they need a weight loss story to become a coach. Some of our best coaches are already at a healthy weight, and they came in actually needing income and wanting to make a bigger impact to be paid better for it, or already healthy, but they just needed a better tool like Frank to help his clients in the weightlifting and in the fitness industry. But with that said, there's a special woman.
If you're pushing Optavia on people who are in weightlifting and fitness, they're going to pass out while they are at the gym. The amount of calories, protein, carbs, fat, all of it that you need to consume to keep up with weightlifting or bodybuilding is not anything that Optavia will provide.
On the line, who's down in Houston, Texas, and she recently this last year lost over 100 pounds, and now she's paying it forward. And you've got to hear Kim's story. So Kim, you're our first speaker tonight. Come on and just share a little bit of your experience of Optavia and now paying it forward.
Thanks so much, Doug. I'm so excited to be on here to share just a little bit about what I've been through with coaching. I started a program last April 3rd, 2022. As Doug said, needed to lose 100 pounds. And, dropped 30 pounds, almost 40 pounds within the first 2 months. And, I needed to lose weight. I had all the numbers were going in the.
I am not saying anything negative about her appearance, but one of the side effects of starving yourself is hair loss. Now, I don't know what she looked like before, so I can't say for sure that her hair is thinning because of Optavia. But in my opinion, I would say that her hair thinning on the top of her head is potentially from Optavia. There's nothing about her that I'm saying negatively. I'm just pointing out that the top of her hair looks like it's thinning. And one of these side effects of starving yourself is thinning hair, is losing your hair. Your hair falls out. When I was on keto, I was not in a great spot and I was not eating enough and my hair was falling out. I've also heard from other people who have done Optavia in the past, which I have included in previous videos. They have complained that they had to stop Optavia because they were losing hair and their physician told them that they were not eating enough, and that is what was causing their hair loss. Once they went off of Optavia and started eating a normal diet, their hair grew back. So I'm just pointing out something that I've noticed.
When I walked into the doctor's office, and my coach had been talking to me about coaching, when I walked into the doctor's office and realized, first of all, she had to pick her mouth up off the floor to see that I actually had dropped almost 40 pounds. And then when I saw my blood work results and saw the difference of what this system did for my body, I knew that this was the real deal. And I absolutely had to share this with people. And so I began coaching on June 18th. So I'm a new coach, and just trying to figure things out at the time. And what I loved about coaching and what I loved about doing this was, number one, that I could help people. But number two, I wasn't doing it alone because I had a lot of fears, and Doug actually mentioned quite a few of them that also were something I could relate to. One was I didn't see myself as a health coach. I didn't see myself as someone who, look at me, you can see me on the screen. I didn't look like a health coach at the time at all, but I realized that I could impact people. People, we're just looking for consistency, which is what this system provided for me. And I just went all in. The other thing I was scared about was failing in my health, but the accountability that the coaching community provided me and is providing me as I go into transition and begin my weight management journey and even optimal health journey. Yes, I'm moving towards that, is awesome. How has coaching blessed me? I had things written on there you know, the accountability and desire to level up. But honestly, as I was thinking about just before I came on, you know what really has blessed me? Helping a 12-year-old who had a teenager diabetes, helping her lose weight, helping someone else who had type 1 diabetes, and the thrill she has at seeing her blood levels be maintained.
Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God. Holy if she was giving Optavia to a 12-year-old and putting them on a diet of 1,000 calories or less, that is appalling. My 5-year-old eats about 5,000 calories in one day. I'm over exaggerating, but if I tried to put him on Optavia, he would laugh in my face. Like, that is one meal for him, all of that. So, like, the body dysmorphia that she's gonna have, and then putting somebody that has type 1 diabetes on Optavia could be fatal. It could be fatal. Type 1 diabetes, oh my God, it's so different than type 2. It's so different than type 2. And to put somebody on Optavia that has type 1 diabetes, you could be responsible for their death. Oh, I'm sweating. This is a lot.
That has been so fulfilling to me. You know, helping a morbidly obese teenager who came to me and said, Kim, help me. You helped me in Bible study when I was a little kid, and I look up to you, and I need help losing this weight. Will you help me? Helping a college student drop weight. She really needs to lose weight, and helping her and seeing the joy on her face. Honestly, all the other stuff, the travel, all the other stuff that I can do is awesome and great. And the money is fine and great. But really the true blessing is being able to help these people, you know, transform like the way I did. I tell people all the time, the transformation that everyone sees on the outside is nothing compared to the transformation that has occurred on the inside of me. And I want to see people realize that, and realize that this system helps. Coaching's helped me do that, among many other things. It's been awesome. I can't say enough about it. I'm sold out to it, Doug, and I'm excited about what's going to go on in the future. So thanks a lot for the opportunity.
You're so welcome. And
oh my God, the damage that she's doing to these people. This is so bad. This is so bad. I can't even think straight right now. I need a moment. There was something else that I wanted to say, but I lost it because I'm just so enraged that somebody is putting children. One somebody. How many other somebodies are putting children on Optavia? I am appalled. I am so, no. Just no. So much no.
I love your heart behind it and everything that's happening. I know you and we weren't joking, because when I first saw your photo, I was just like, wow. And I'm not going to make the comment, but you make the comment, Kim, you said something about a glass of water somewhere. You just got to tell people, because I love the confidence that you're at now.
Well, you know, listen, we all can see that I had a donkey booty. Okay. We all can see it. And that now I do not have a donkey booty. I mean, I was telling Doug, I could put a glass of water on that thing and just walk down the road just fine, but now look, I can't put even a sheet of paper on it. So
yeah, I absolutely love it. So anyway, great story. I love your heart behind everything you're doing, and keep up the incredible work. All right. Well, speaking of work, this is just a fact of where a lot of us are at. Interesting stat came out recently about most Americans, and most Americans has one in five has zero or no savings. 2 in 5 are living check to check, and 3 in 5 have less than $1,000 in savings. 3 in 5 are unsatisfied with their job, and 3 in 5 are overweight and trying to lose weight. So the need is there.
The amount of focus that is put on weight over and over and over again on this call alone is ridiculous. Like I said earlier in the video, weight is, in my opinion, the last piece of the puzzle. Once you focus on your actual health, your weight will fall into place. I could go on forever, but I won't. Let's keep watching.
Some of you on the line, I was going to say, and those of you that know this, I'm going to use a word that some of you know and some of you don't. I want to go unplugged for a second. If that stat bothered you, or you said those most Americans are me, whether you ever become an Optavia coach or not, can I challenge you to do something? This world is not getting easier to live in, and just friend to friend, whether you ever become an Optavia coach or not, I ever get this opportunity with you ever again. Can I challenge you to not sit back and just wait for some people might call it a recession, to be over and try to ride it out? Do something. I like to say sometimes flex your hustle muscle and think outside the box, be open to new opportunities. But your family, you need more income. It's not getting cheap to live in this world we're living in. And I challenge you to think outside the box. And if you're having success in Optavia already, you might as well get paid for it. Because I'm going to share with you some very exact numbers here in a couple of minutes, but they pay us extremely well. And so put aside maybe sometimes the thoughts of like, I don't want people to think, well, I can't pay my bills with other people's opinions. That's what I realized.
So now not only are we exploiting people's weight, but we're also exploiting their financial situation to get them to join into Optavia. This is not the way. You will lose money. You will not lose weight in a healthy way. And your health is gonna go flying down the drain. So do not listen to Doug. He acts like he's saying something so prolific, but he's not. He's not. He sounds like a bag of
I was trying to pay my bills with other people's opinions, and some of those opinions were coming from family. And I'm like, this program has changed my life. Like Kim just said, like, I'm sold out. Like, I can't keep my mouth shut. And so you might as well be paid for it. So if that did trigger you a little bit, I hope it triggers you to action, to do something about it. All right. Who do you know that may benefit from Optavia? Well, most of us know more people than we think, whether it be friends, family, social media groups, church, small groups, neighborhood, community groups and clubs, team sports, doctors, dentists, local coffee shop, school, and then all of their friends and all of their family. I would have had no clue that when I started.
Everybody that you ever come in contact with, or you know how on like LinkedIn it shows like third connection, fourth connect, whatever it is, like however many lines down they're connected, like all of those people as well. Just build this big web of people from church, your neighborhood, sports teams, social media groups. Yes, because we thoroughly enjoy getting spam messages about your MLM, your friends and their friends, and your friends' family, and then your friends' family friends, and then your family, and then your family's friends, and then your family's family. Oh my God. Literally, doctors and dentists' office? Really? Really? You're going to go in there and be like, why don't you try Optavia? At your doctor's office, listen, if you're not familiar, Optavia has had 3 names. They started as Medifast, and then they switched to Take Shape for Life, and now they're Optavia. So Medifast used to be prescribed in doctor's offices, and there's a reason that you don't see Optavia being prescribed in doctor's offices any longer. Don't promote it at your doctor's office. Don't promote it anywhere, but especially at your doctor's office, they're going to look at you sideways.
As a coach 14 years ago, I had 200 Facebook friends, and I was just like, well, I could try to help them, but it was actually all of their friends and families and the referrals that got so many people healthy through the years. And so most of us know a lot of people, and these people are going to be watching you shrink. So speaking to the 4 components, well, number 1 is an Optavia coach. Here's the great thing is they're caring and knowledgeable. We provide one-on-one support. Most of the coaches work from their phone, especially their iPhone. They're just a simple guide towards healthy habits, and we provide encouragement and support. That's what an Optavia coach is paid to do. Now, I'm not sure why these came in backwards, but knowing me, I know exactly why. I'm a little backwards sometimes. Then our second component is the Habits of Health system. Dr. A's amazing transformational system. And again, we let Dr. A be the coach. We let Dr. A actually be Dr. A. We just guide people to the habits right here, the life book, the app, everything to where they can chew on it as much or as little as they want. The Optavia community, you're getting a taste of it right now, all right? Just right here in the chat and on Facebook. We do travel together and we have a lot of fun. Tia, in fact, that group on the left, local and virtual community events. Tia was just there. I believe that, I see Cindy and J.R. Pate. So they were in Raleigh, North Carolina, I believe at the Nelson's house the other night. So there's an Optavia family in every nook and cranny of the country, including Hong Kong and Singapore. So it's pretty amazing. I will tell you, probably one of the best things about the Optavia community is the sharing of knowledge, of encouraging each other in our marriages and our relationships, and the family support that comes.
Marriage and family support? What the Now you're marriage counselors. We're nutrition coaches. We're marriage counselors. We are doctors. When is it going to stop? When is somebody going to say enough is enough and shut them down? I will never shut up about Optavia. As much as they make me want to punch the wall, the word needs to get spread. This needs to stop. Hello. Editing Sam here. This video got so long that I had to split it up into 2 parts. This is the end of part 1, and tomorrow morning part 2 will drop on my YouTube channel. So make sure you're subscribed and you hit the bell so that you get notified as soon as it drops, because there's still a lot of stuff that we need to talk about. I will see you tomorrow.